For over 6,000 years, we've had a relationship with the horse. First, we used their strength to carry heavy loads. Then we harnessed their speed and power to hunt game, wage war, and travel great distances. Our partner for centuries, perhaps no other animal has served mankind in so many ways. We are here to celebrate that partnership between humankind and horse, here at the place to get close to horses. From out of the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula comes one of the most ancient and influential breeds, a hot-blooded horse who has formed an unbreakable bond with its human partners for centuries. This is the Arabian horse, Enam. The first and most famous breeders of the Arabian horse were the desert-dwelling Bedouins, who needed a swift and powerful war horse. Practicing ruthless selection, only the very best individuals were allowed to pass on their traits to future generations. Because the horse was crucial to their survival and prosperity, they were valued above all other possessions. The Bedouins shared their meals of camel's milk and dates with the horses, and even invited prize mares to share their tents. In the 13th century, Crusaders, impressed with the tough and speedy Arabian horses, brought them home to England and France, spreading the breed's influence throughout the world. Arabian blood was used to improve other breeds with traits like courage, speed, and endurance. When presented at the Chicago World's Fair, they made a strong impression, and this breed has been popular in the United States ever since. Arabian horses are one of the most easy breeds to recognize, even in silhouette. Their large, expressive eyes, concave face, small muzzle, and proudly set tail have been traits passed down from the very beginning. The Arabian is known for its long-term memory, quick comprehension, alertness, curiosity, resourcefulness, and sociability. This breed is hard to miss when competing in show jumping, endurance tests, western, pleasure, massage, preventing, equitation, and trail. Obviously, this is a very versatile breed. Today, they are valued and bred throughout the world, with major centers in Poland, Germany, England, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. Foaled in 2005 and here courtesy of Sarah Oakley of Paris, Kentucky, with his tail held proudly, this is the beautiful chestnut Arabian horse, Enam, and his rider, Ayla. A product of over 250 years of selective breeding, this elegant American breed has all the traits you'd expect from a utility horse, and so much more. This is the American Saddlebred Make Mine Champagne. Their story begins in colonial America, when smooth-gaited breeds were imported and mixed with others, including thoroughbreds, target horses, and standardbred pacers. Their first goal was to produce a true utility horse that was called upon to till the soil, carry the family to church, provide a comfortable ride for the plantation owner, and serve with courage on Civil War battlefields. In fact, most high-ranking officers in both armies The traits that make the American Saddlebred the ultimate show horse also make him versatile. They are bred for smooth gaits, speed, intelligence, and power. Saddlebred horse shows traditionally offer 3-gaited, 5-gaited, fine harness, pleasure, and western classes. Outside the show ring, the Saddlebred makes a good all-around horse. It's easy to train, is quick with plenty of stamina, and jumps well. It will work equally as well under saddle or in harness. You can even find Saddlebreds working with cattle. When properly trained, the American Saddlebred is a true pleasure horse for the entire family. Our rider out there is pro-trained Rebecca Boone, who is the American pioneer and the wife of famed frontiersman Daniel Boone. No portrait of her exists, but people who knew her well said that when she met her future husband, she was nearly as tall as he and very attractive with black hair and dark eyes. She was born near Winchester, Virginia. There's no clear documentation as to who is her birth mother. Like her mother and mother-in-law before her, Rebecca had many children born 2 or 3 years apart. If you're intrigued about the Saddlebred, visit the Saddlebred Museum, located near the Visitor Center right here at the Horse Park. Pulled in 2007, and here courtesy of Audrey Miles of Plainville, Wisconsin, this is the beautiful American Saddlebred, Make Mine Champagne, and Rebecca Boone, portrayed by our rider Stephanie. Adaptability, and mischievous nature. This is the Fell Pony, Scaffold Heights, Bob, your uncle. It was common to name local breeds for the habitat they lived in, or for the job they were bred to do, and this pony breed is no exception. In the local dialect, the word fell means hill. Bred for the harsh environment of England's North Country, where speed is always at a premium, the Fell is an easy keeper, and with shelter will happily live outdoors no matter what the weather. Hundreds of years ago, Fell ponies were used as pack ponies, carrying slate, copper, lead, and iron ore from the mines. During the 18th and 19th centuries, as canals, roadways, and railways were introduced, Fell pony numbers declined, and they were mostly used for light agricultural work, shepherding, pulling traps, packing, games, and for trolley races. They fell out of favor until the 1950s, when pleasure riding became popular, and their numbers have gradually risen ever since. Supporter of the breed and keeps a number of Fell ponies at the royal family's residence in Balmoral. Fell pony stand 13 to 14 hands tall. A hand reminder is that it consists of 4 inches and are most commonly black, but are also found in bay, brown, and gray. Fell ponies are strong with good stamina, lively action, and a fast trot. In today's world, they make good general-purpose ponies, ideal for rough riding and trekking. A full mane and tail and what some might call a slightly wild look are hallmarks of the native Fell pony. from Sandy Hook, Kentucky, we know and love him as Hank. This is the Bell Pony, Scaffold Pipes, Bob's your uncle, and his rider, Trelly. And now, a freedom horse from our own backyard that has filled the role of companion, farm worker, and babysitter for folks living in the eastern mountains of Kentucky. She is one link in a chain that stretches back 185 years. This is the gorgeous mountain pleasure horse, rocking ours Elvira. Early Kentuckians developed these sure-footed, smooth-gaited horses to work the fields and carry them over the steep and rugged mountains. It was the mountain pleasure horse who carried the traveling doctor, the mailman, the frontier nurse, and the preacher. These calm and sure-footed horses brought kids to the one-room schoolhouse and a midwife through the dark of the night to a baby's birth. The beauty and motion of the mountain pleasure horse is best seen and experienced when the horse is under saddle. With her tail winged jaunty, she steps out in a smooth, 4-feet gait. This is a lateral gait called a single foot. It's a gait with moderate forward speed and extension without exaggerated knee and hop action. Riders don't need to worry about the bounce of a trot, so riding a mountain pleasure horse is nearly effortless, making hours in the saddle comfortable and enjoyable. Believe it or not, this delightful ambling gait is all natural. Within a few hours of birth, foals show off their talent and gait while running alongside their mothers. The breed that once provided a lifeline to the people of the hills and hollers of Kentucky has seen its population dwindle in modern times. Mountain pleasure horses come in all solid colors, but the stunning Palomino is a favorite, and many owners take great pride in their golden horses. Foaled in 2011, and here courtesy of Rocking R Farms of Jeffersonville, Kentucky, this is the beautiful blonde mountain pleasure horse, Rocking R's Elvira, and her rider, Cassie. From the days of yore, the Norsemen sailed their longboats. Can you hear the stroke of the oars with the billowing sails flapping across the sea? Well, here comes the Vikings with one of their favorite breeds of horse. This is Felicity Shawn, the Norwegian Fjord. With a very distinctive appearance, this horse is ancient and has walked the earth since 2000 BC. The Fjord was the Vikings' horse and appears in their ancient runestone carvings. This small but hardy horse joined the warriors in longboats when they raided Scotland's Western Isles and likely added strength and vigor to the native ponies there. The first purposeful breeding program in Norway was begun in the mid-1880s. Prior to that, the fjord was smaller than at present, but has since the end of the 19th century, all crossbreed has stopped, and the Norwegian fjord has since been the red fjord. The color you see is true to its ancestry. Every fjord is dun, a color that ranges from light green to dark gold, and all have so-called primitive markings. These include a dark dorsal stripe that begins with their forelock, runs down the center of the mane, across the back, and to the tip of the tail. Other markings include dark bars, called zebra stripes on the lower legs. Now check out his haircut. The Vikings would cut his horse's mane the Fuhrer's owner, you will always hear the words mild-mannered, calm, tolerant, predictable, gentle, and easy to care for. These small horses will thrive on just grass and hay, and they are very disease-resistant. In its native land, the powerful Norwegian Fjord carries out every sort of work, taking the place of the tractor on mountain farms. It will draw, plow, and carry a pathload through rivers and through precipitous mountain tracks. It is also used under saddle and sells in long-distance bets, which suit its courage and boundless stamina. Foaled in 1997 and here courtesy of Asbury University of Wilmore, Kentucky, let's hear it for Leslie Shawn, the Norwegian Fjord, and his rider, Lydia. A tiny province in France gets all the credit for this hard-to-miss breed. Designed to be strong yet agile, here's a breed that makes an impression, the Percheron Jaeger's Link. Artwork of the Middle Ages, with knights and warriors defending the flag of France charged in a battle with the Percheron. Whether black or gray, or a shade in between, this breed traces back to a mix of heavy and light horse breeds, blended by the horse breeders of the Percherons. Once the Middle Ages became ancient history, breeders continued to sculpt the Percheron to meet the needs of cultures throughout the world. Here in America, the West was being settled, and cities were growing, and farmers had a nation to feed, and there echoed the same cry for big, strong, manageable horses. Without a native heavy horse in the fledgling U.S., buyers traveled to Western Europe for breeding stock and discovered the province of the Perche. It quickly became our favorite heavy horse. In the 1880s, almost 5,000 stallions and over 25,000 mares were imported. Just like the ups and downs of a fierce jousting battle, the history of the Percheron in America is colored with victories and defeats. The turn of the century brought alternatives to natural horsepower, and all breeds of horses were threatened by trucks in the cities and tractors on the farms. After the Second World War, the greatest liquidation of rack stock in history began and kept going through the 1950s. Farmers were urged to trade in their teams for diesel horsepower, and thousands of draft horses, through no fault of their own, were slaughtered. The low point in the Percheron registrations came in 1954, when just 85 individuals were added to the registry. The breed exists today only because a handful of people dedicated to the breed, along with thousands of Amish farmers, vowed never to abandon the draft as their source of horsepower. Slowly but surely, the rest of America rediscovered the Percheron. The noble, hard-working steed once again began to find a place in the hearts and minds of those who have always appreciated the hard-working, gentle giant. Jaeger's Link, we know and love her as Tiny, was foaled in 2011 and here courtesy of Asbury University of Wilmore, Kentucky. Let's give it up for this gentle giant, Tiny, the Percheron, and his rider, Jen. almost time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the meet and greet. But first, let's invite our performers back into the ring for their final bow. Performing today's drill, we have the Felled Pony, Shackle Pikes Bob's your uncle, the beautiful Mountain Pleasure Horse, Rocking Ours Elvira, the gorgeous American Saddlebred, Make Mine Champagne, and the hardy Norwegian Fjord, Felicity Shawn. As they line up in the center of the ring, we want to thank you for joining us today at the place to get close to horses. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and tag us on Instagram with KY Horse Park. That is one word, no spaces. One more time, let's hear it for the Breeze Farm performers. It's time to grab your cameras and bring your questions. Our performers are heading down to the rail, and they want you, and we're talking to you, the audience, to come down